Good morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So, upon some consideration, I took down my last video, as some of you know, because I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. Even though I wish I could share it, maybe I'll share it in another way, but some crazy shit. So, any of you got to see that while it was up for about 12 minutes, congratulations. So, anyhow, we have some breaking news here. As you can see, XRP is over $1.31. It very well could be this pump that I've been waiting for. It could be one of the next ones to pump, and you can see what I'm trying to show. I think can happen as long as it can bounce up and use that 135 as support. You know, even if we bounce up to like 138, came back down, rode it for a minute, and then went back up, that'd be perfect. So, I wanted to do this breaking news alert. XRP is about to move. Dogecoin, I believe what we're setting up for is to have a close over 30 cents. I think that's what we're trying to do on the daily. You notice how we're dicking around at about 30 cents, which is perfect because we've been in at 27.7, 28.6. I know some of you today, I told you you'd be lucky if it got back to 29.8, and it actually got back to 29.8. But I still think the best spot to buy it in is if you're fucked right here, you go down to 29.1. If it goes down, if not, just wait for it to close over 30.1. This is exactly what I did when I was at 27 cents. And I was waiting for a close at 27.7. It actually had to close at 27.6. But when it closed at 27.7, I bought it. Right when the daily closed, I didn't care if it went down. I didn't care if it went up. I didn't care. It closed over where I needed it to. And I scooped it up there. And it ended up going... Well, fortunately, it didn't go down, I don't think, after I bought it. It might have went to 27.6, but it was right where I bought it, and then it just went up. It propelled it right up to 31 cents pretty quickly the next day. And then it consolidated, and we are where we're at. But I didn't sell it because I'm preparing for a much bigger move. If anything, I'd put more money on if it were to drop down to 29.1. I have a nice percentageable game right now, so there's no reason. So, but now, if you're buying it at 29.8, it's a fuck zone. This is the spot I said to try to get to if you wanted to take a risk that it's not going to go back down to the true support of 29, because 29.1 right now, 0.291 is true support in this area. Just like with XRP, even though $1.28, which would be like which would be like Doge's 0.298 right now. Really, even if it went to 128, yes, you get a little bit of a deal, but you really don't want to be buying it unless it gets to $1.23 again, or if it gets to $1.35, which would be like Doge closing over 31 cents, but 30 cents would be like where XRP's at right now. This is like Doge's 30 cents is XRP's $1.30. So if you look at it in that regard, if XRP were to close at $1.35, you're in business of $1.50 candle over the weekend. And then, you know, obviously a lot of things are going to happen. And just make sure at the end of this, because I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, because we're on a bullish run, which we've been waiting for this little spot for the last couple days. Just remember to take your profits after you have big outbursts. And then you can always revisit on lines of resistance, support. So... But with XRP, if it's at $1.30, you'd expect Doge to close over 30 cents. But if you see XRP at $1.35, you might get a 31 cent close out of Doge. It's lagging behind, so there is a possibility that it's either waiting to have one burst before 8 just to get over the 30 cent or 31 cent, or it's going to wait to close, and it's going to close just over 30 cents. And then at 8 o'clock, it's going to do similar to what it did on, what was it? Wednesday, after it closed at 27.7, it just shot, or after it closed at 29.1, it went up to almost 31 cents because it propelled it up. Now, if we have a close over 30, we've already taken out the 31 or the 30.8 support resistance. Even though it's being used as resistance, we already at least took it out. So now we're working on our support right now. Just look at it that way. We're consolidating back up, just like with XRP. We had already taken out this particular area, but we had to come down and consolidate in this same run. So now we're going to find out. But it seems like XRP could wait as well. Stay in this mid-support area about $1.28 to $1.31. But it could break out before 8 o'clock. It's just, if it closes, like I've been telling you guys, over $1.30, we're going to $1.50. That was just my personal opinion. And even when it got to $1.09, I kept telling you guys, load the fuck up. Even if, though, I know we're crashing at the end of this, every step of the way, why would we not take profit? And that's been my point the entire way up. It hasn't just started yesterday. We've been having the same discussion over and over. And now a lot of people understand, so it makes it a lot easier. Because, face it, guys, you're swing traders. Go watch my Swing Traders Anonymous. Links in the video description below. It'll make you a little bit wiser and a little bit smarter. So, but, I mean, look at this pattern for XRP. And the fuck thing is, guys, just like I showed my Swing Traders Anonymous, I mean, my class I teach, if it went like this and then it had a pull down and retested this $1.16, that'd be super bullish. Now, instead of going to $1.50, you might be going to $1.60, $1.55. You know, it would add that little line of support. But it's already basically done its work. It already came down, got its support again, and it's ready to go. It's got a firm double bottom here. And that's a nice flag. I mean, if you just build that up, you're talking, we're going to $1.50. I don't care what anybody says. We're going to at least $1.50. And then, you know how it is? Shoots its wad up at the top, and then you can go all the way to $1. We don't know. Well, don't you want to be in it at $1.09, $1.10, $1.16, and God forbid, last hope at $1.23? Because now if you're getting in at $1.30, you don't know what's going to happen. So now you got to wait for $1.35 or close at $1.30 is what you have to wait for. So your best bet right now, because Doge is doing the same thing. You can see it. It's waiting for a close over 30 cents. It already had its close at 29.1 on the candle. And then we had a hold candle yesterday, just like with XRP. We had the close at 123, and then we had a hold candle for a daily. This is so typical in the patterns. It's going to be a fun ride for you guys and me, because I'm heavily invested, and I have been for most of this ride. It's been a very pleasant ride, and I've been able to stack up my personal gold and silver stocks on some profits, and also not stocks, but my physical bullion, as you know. And also I've been able to add some money, you know, to certain places. So, and keep my crypto well over the limit I started at. I've more than 2x my portfolio by what's on my crypto exchange, or almost 2x now by what's on there. But also been able to take out a hefty amount. And I've been trying to teach you guys every step of the way of how you save yourself, you pay yourself, and then when you rebuy back in, when it dips off 10%, well, if you have $5,000 invested, that's 500 bucks. Even if you buy back the same shares that you pay yourself that you would have just lost to go down with the dip. That's how you pay yourself. It's being smart. And nobody even says that you have to, you know, you don't have to do it. But that's just some ways that you can pay yourself if you have, you know, little profits, or if you only have a couple $100 in there and you got to pay yourself 50 or 60 bucks. I've been there. You got to wait for a moment to where it's going to drop 10 or 15% in a flash drop, and then you buy it back, and then you might even be able to pick up a few more shares. But the bottom line is you got another 60 bucks in your pocket, and you've got your shares back. That's all on the support resistance lines. Just like a close today under $1.16, and we would know we're coming back under at least to $1.05 if we closed. But even today, if we close under $1.23, you would have known. You don't want to close under. It would show the momentum was reversing again. But right now, it's exactly what we need happening. So I'm babbling, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand that this is exactly what needs to happen. And you need to have your blinder, or not your blinders on, but you have to have your antennas open. You know, have them real high in the sky. Because there is an event that's going to take place that very few are going to actually acknowledge until it's too late. With XLM, I mean, look at what XRP looks like, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know what XLM is going to look like, I mean, XRP's already finished the next move. So don't you think XLM is going to have to come up to at least 39 cents to look just like XRP? I mean, it is brother and sister, for God's sake. Spawned by the same daddy. Old Jed McCaleb. Hey, daddy. Why do you like XRP better? Don't worry, Sally. XLM, he'll get there soon enough. And I suspect it's going to be right, it's coming close. So that would catch it up to XRP right there. So all you have to do is compare patterns. Then you look at DGB, that is so bullish, my head's going to explode. My head's literally going to explode off of DGB right now. I wish I wasn't in Doge. Sometimes I don't wish I was in Doge, but my heart's with DGB. But like I always tell everybody, I'm not going to switch from Doge to DGB because who knows? Who knows? Doge is ready, guys. It's fallen off 80%. So think about it. Even from here, it's like 65% down from the top. It's staggering. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and if you miss it, you miss it. And that's when the FOMO happens, because people are like, son of a bitch! And then, and only then, and it's almost happening, the chatter's starting again. Wait for Bitcoin to hit 52,000. God, we can only be happy enough if it hit 55 or 60. I just don't think it has the steam, but man, am I begging for it. I'm on my knees at night saying, Bitcoin, please hit 55,000. I don't care what it hits. I know once this ends, it comes down even farther. My example, if we were at 50,000 and it crashed and it goes to 28, well, if it goes to 55, now at the end of it, we're going to 22. If it goes to 60, well, God, look out. We're coming down to 15 or worse. You're propelling yourself with more layers to quickly come through. And this is going to be FOMO so bad. And then it's going to be the biggest rug pull in the history of crypto. I'm telling you. I don't teach the quantum financial system, but I know it. I don't teach the ISO 20022, but I know it. I don't teach the Hyperledger protocol, but I know it. And it's all going to happen at the same time. So, at the end of the day, you've got a choice to make, and you've got to understand that gains are gains, but they're only paper gains until you actually take the profit. And a paper gain is the worst feeling in the world, because you see it, you feel it. Oh yeah, you can smell that money. Oh, you can even taste it. But what can't you do? You can't touch that money because it's on the computer screen. Make sure to put some of that in your pockets, or at least towards a future investment that hasn't popped off yet that you really believe in. Or why not just put it to the side on your, leave it sitting there for another shiny opportunity, because not everything has popped off yet. And if your independent one has, and for example, you know, we're looking at stuff, but what happens if XRP was to pop off for 30% and XLM's only up 8%? You take your 30% out and you've had it sitting there for a day and a half, and you're like, what the fuck, XLM? You're poking it with a stick. Fucking do something, you worthless piece of shit. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, it got some volume and it's up about 2.5%. Wait a minute, isn't that what XRP did? You know what? I got my money sitting on the side. I'm going to go into XLM, and then it goes up and you're like, motherfucker, I just double dipped and I hit on both of them. I don't even like XLM. Then you're looking at XRP like, what the fuck? It's down 16% during XLM's rise. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to sit it out and see if XRP hits that resistance or that support zone. And then it does. You're like, motherfucker, Tom says buy the support. So then you buy the support and XRP runs up 25%. And then it's a domino effect. And then you get on DGB and you're like, okay, it looks... or you're on VeChain, and then Zill's way behind you. Like, you know what? VeChain just fucking ran off, see? Then you go to Zill, and you're like, you know what? It's looking pretty good. So then you look at DGB, and it's like, whoa. DGB's definitely got to pull up. That's why I have that line there. For some reason, I feel like I'm going to be sitting here, and I can't do anything, though. My balls are tied. I've weighted my balls with Doge. I can't help it. I already know what's going to happen with Doge, but I know what's going to happen with DGB. It's such a bad feeling right now. It's almost like, it's like, hey, what do I do? I mean, look. That's... To me, it just screams... 25%. And I'm like, yeah, hope ya. Let me transfer over from Doge and lose 150. But no, guys, stay blessed. I'm just telling you what goes through my mind and what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? No motherfucking way you should. But what I do know is it is 4:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I also know it's partly cloudy here and a little breezy. Other than that, I do know this recording will end at the end of this. Excellent. Excellent listening the whole way. Excellent.